Pradeep. Uh, Today we will talk about the NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and its abbreviation is NATO. All right. तो आज हम लोग NATO के बारे में बात करेंगे. My dear friends, let me tell you before going into this topic, I would like to show you some important points that has to be discussed today here. Very first, we will talk about the introduction of NATO, then member countries, headquarters, and establishment year of NATO, and currently Secretary General of the NATO, and most and very most important part, Article 5 that has to be discussed in this topic in this lecture. And next, last but not the least, the criteria to join the NATO, right? Who country can join the NATO? What should be criteria should be fulfilled to join the NATO short of organizations. So these things have to be discussed in this lecture series. So please be with me. I'll try to explain you try to explain you this organization in very simple and melodious word. I hope you will enjoy this lecture. So please, if you like and enjoy, then subscribe and share my channel. And apart from this, please press the bell icon so that you will get the notification of my further video lectures. Okay, my friends? Okay, so let's get into this topic. Very first of all, you can see the introduction, right? So North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that is NATO, also called North Atlantic Alliance, and is an intergovernmental military alliance. Means what? There are some countries who come together to align their military, right? To make a one unit of military. If any member country who is not part of this NATO and come to fight any nation who is part of NATO, then all the nations, all the member countries of NATO will fight together to that nations. All right. So this is the logo of this NATO organization, and you have been heard about these two very powerful politician or presidents of the two nations. One is this Vladimir Putin from Russia, and the second is Zelensky from the Ukraine. These both are presidents are fighting to each other. The very military war has been carrying on since February 2000, 2022. All right. So these two these two politicians these presidents are fighting only for to join about the NATO only. NATO is the main reason for the fighting. Clear? So now next. Next, here is member nations of NATO. So, my dear friends, let me tell you, there are 30 members in this group, and in 30 members, 28 comes from the European continent and 2 from the North America. All right, most of the nations uh, come together to join the NATO, come from the European continent, and rest of 2 members come from the North America, which is name I can tell you here. One is USA and second one is Canada. All right, these are some flags of those countries who have joined this NATO group. All right, and this is the map you can see also here. These North American countries, one is Canada and second was United States, and rest of the country of NATO, these are come here from the Europe continent. Clear? So you should pay heed on the number of members countries of the NATO. Now, third slide is about the headquarters and establishment here. My dear friends, मैं आपको एक चीज बता दूं, जितने वन लाइनर शॉर्ट ऑफ एग्जाम्स होते हैं उन सभी में हेडक्वार्टर्स और एस्टेब्लिशमेंट ईयर्स पूछी जाते हैं, तो आपको ध्यान देना जरूरी है. यू मस्ट पे हीट ऑन दी establishment year. So here this North Atlantic Treaty Organization was established on 4th April 1949 after month of the Second World War. After the finishing of Second World War, there was a strong need, a kind of organization where all countries can align their military in one unit and fight with one country who are very dangerous or that country is very harmful for the entire world. So they all together will fight with that country. And generally, this NATO only furnished after Second World War. Then when fighting between Germany and Russia and all these countries are fighting between each other. Clear? So now next is NATO's main headquarters in Brussels. Brussels is situated in Belgium, right? And specifically if we talk about the military headquarters, and it is situated in Mons, which is very near to the Belgium. Clear? So this is the headquarter picture I have mentioned here for you, my dear friends. Right? These are flags for all the country member nations of NATO, and this is some black and white picture you can see here. This North Atlantic Treaty was signed on 4th April 1949 in Washington D.C. So these are some, top bureaucrats of different nations. You can see here this black and white picture. Now let's move ahead. Okay, so now we will talk about again the current Secretary General of NATO. So my dear friends, this is the beautiful picture in right hand. This person is in a smiling fish. His name is uh, Jens Stoltenberg. Mr. James Stoltenberg, before the Secretary General of NATO, he has been giving his service as a Prime Minister of Norway. Clear? And he took the office on October 1st, 2014 for a 4-year tenure. So in 2014, his tenure is going to about to be has to be finished in 2018. But again, his tenure has been extended for another 4 years. So now he will finish his tenure in 2022 in September month. Now, apart from this, again, one more picture you can see here. There are some top bureaucrats, president, chancellor from different nations. In some of them, you must know that this is Mr. Donald Trump, former president of USA, as Angela Merkel from Germany, chancellor. There are so many good face you can see here. Clear? So हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next slide. Yeah. So again, I mentioned earlier the most backbone of the North Atlantic Treaty, that is Article 5 of Treaty. Clear? Article 5 actually tells about or states that if that attack on one member of NATO is attack on all members of NATO. Means what, my dear friends? Uh, it is you can understand it in a simple manner. Suppose we are two friends. If somebody come to fight with me, then automatically you will come and join me to fight that front version. Clear? So same manner we have a 30 nations of NATO. So if foreign country or a country who is not a member of NATO and fight with any one nations who is part of NATO, then all remaining nations will come to join that NATO members country to fight that country or defend his नेटो कंट्री नेशंस. क्लियर? तो जब कोई नेटो मेंबर कंट्री से कोई दूसरी कंट्री फाइट करती है तो बाकी के रिमेनिंग नेटो मेंबर नेशंस हैं साथ मिलकर उसके साथ फाइट करेंगे और उसको डिफेंड करेंगे. ये आर्टिकल 5 हमको बताता है. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट है yes, how this article 5, how many times this article 5 have been used. So it has been used only once in September 11, 2021, when the terrorist attack was done on the NATO nations. That time all the NATO members come together to fight that vast uh, terrorism. Clear? So you can see the pictures. These are taking some oath. No, they were telling revenge at all cost. If somebody fight with the NATO members, then they all together fight with that country, and they are enthusiastic to take the revenge. Right? These are soldiers of NATO organizations. Now but next and last slides, but not the least, condition to join the NATO alliance. it is not very easy that any country come to join the NATO. There are some important conditions that has to be fulfilled. Only then you can join the NATO sort of institutions. These are some important points I have mentioned here for you, my dear friends. So the country should follow the concept of democracy. You know what does the mean of democracy? Democracy, a simple word you can say, the power of people. You know, the power of people. People are responsible, citizens are responsible to form the government. There is no monarchy form of government. There is no dictatorship of any single person. Only people come to form the government, right? So these are the concept of democracy. There should be a fair treatment of minority population of nations. Apart from this, NATO also demand to the country if he want to join the NATO. Then if there is a minority in that country, then minority or majority should get the equal treatment by the government. You should not discriminate between the minority and majority. Only then you are eligible to join the NATO sort of organizations. क्लियर माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, यानी कि मेजोरिटी और माइनॉरिटी में आप फर्क नहीं कर सकते, दोनों को गवर्नमेंट को दोनों को ही सेम नज़र से देखना पड़ेगा, सेम ट्रीटमेंट देना पड़ेगा, तभी आप नाटो ज्वाइन करने के हकदार बन पाएंगे. क्लियर. तो नेक्स्ट पॉइंट वी विल टॉक इट हियर. कमिटमेंट टू रिजॉल्व कन्फ्लिक्ट पीसफुली. If you fight with neighbor country, then if you have a conflict, whether in terms of geopolitical, economy, trade, whatever matter you may have, so that conflict has to be solved by the peacefully. You cannot come for the weapons to solve the results. If you do so, then you are not going to be joined the NATO only, right? An ability and willingness to make a military contribution to NATO organization. Apart from this, time to time, if NATO has a requirement for the military or any sort of requirement, whether you talk about financial, medical, whatever, if NATO demand for the country who want to join the NATO, then you are ready to help the NATO organizations to provide such amenities. Clear? And commitments to democratic civil military relations. And apart from this, in particular, if we talk about in your internal matter of your nation, the relation between military and civil should be very, very melodious and peaceful. You cannot handle your population by the military only. If there is internal conflicts in your country, you must try to resolve your matters by the dialogues, not by the weapon or military alliance. Clear? So these are some points has have been mentioned for the criteria to join the NATO sort of alliance. All right. So next is, thank you for your attention. Those who have here on my this platform, so I thank you all of them, and I request you again, my dear friends, if you enjoy my this lecture on NATO, so please subscribe, like, and share my video among your friends or needy person. They also can get benefited. And apart from this, I will request you to please press the bell icon so that you will get the timely notification of my further videos. All right, and thank you very much. I will come again after taking another topic on these international organizations. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.